Hello, my name is Megan. If you're new to my channel, welcome to and welcome back. You're not by the title of today's video. This is going to be my 4th update. This is going to be my 3rd update in my No Pan Left Behind series that I am trying to mess around with to wrap up the end of the year. So anyway, if you have not seen any of these videos before, basically I have a makeup palette. I am going through my ColourPop Going Coconuts, and I'm trying to use all of these pans, all the pans of eyeshadow 30 times before the end of the year. And we've made a little bit of progress. Well, we've made a lot of progress, like numbers wise we made a ton of progress from last month to this month, but I've only hit my goal in one additional color right now. So that's that. I do have my notebook here to go over it. And yeah, also I don't know how I'm feeling. I have this cute little corset top that I've never worn. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I've never worn it though. I've never really can't really wear it to work, right? So if I'm really far away today as opposed to regular videos, it's because that way it looks like I'm wearing a top and you can actually see it, because otherwise it looked like I was naked, which I'm not. So there's that. But anyway, this is what the palette looks like as a whole. I'm not going to get too close, but this is what it's looking like. I did hit pan this morning on one of my eyeshadows that if you had watched my prior update, I had hit my goal on two pans in here, 2 eyeshadows, and I was like, I want to see if I can try to hit pan on either of these. I did hit pan on one of those, but anyway, let's just get going. I will go ahead and put comparisons up on this side of the screen, and we can just kind of go from there. So looking across the top row, I have Shredded, Palm Reader, and Coolotta. So Shredded I had used 23 additional times this month. Again, my goal on everything is just 30 uses, so I had already hit my 30 uses on this one, bringing me to a total of 55 uses now. So again, that's one of the ones where if I can hit pan, cool. But it's just like a nice lid setting shade, so I'm kind of just seeing what it looks like by the end of the year. Then I have Palm Reader, which is right next to that one. It's that white base with like a gold shimmer shift into it. That one I used an additional 22 times, bringing me to 57 uses this month, and this is the 57 uses in total. And this is the one that I hit pan on literally this morning. It's a tiny pan, and it's kind of hard to see because of like the color of the eyeshadow, but there's a pan in there nonetheless, so I'm really excited about that. Then I have Coolotta, which I had used 17 times going into this month, and my goal was to put 6 additional uses on it for this upcoming month, or like for this past month. I used it 7 times, bringing me to a total of 24 uses, meaning I only need, what, like 6 more now in order to finish out my 30, so I'm excited about that. That is one that will for sure be finished by the finale, which by the way, my finale for this is next month, so there's that. Then I have Lovely Bunch going into that middle row now. I have Lovely Bunch, Cocoa Crush, is that what it's called? Yep, Cocoa Crush and Shell Yap. So Lovely Bunch, I had 24 uses coming into the month. My goal was to hit 6 times. I did, bringing me to 30 uses total. So now Lovely Bunch is officially rolled out, meaning I have 3 eyeshadows that I've hit my 30 use goal on. So there is that. Then I have Cocoa Crush, which is getting to be quite a larger dip actually. I usually will go in with my finger, so it does dip down a little bit more than the others. And yes, so going into this past month I had 9 uses. My goal was to use it an additional 11 times during the month. I did, bring me to a total of 20 uses, meaning I only have 10 left before I can roll it out of my project or hit my goal. Then we have Shell Ya. Then we have Shell Ya, which had 15 uses going into the month, and I used it an additional 11 times, bringing me to a total of 26 uses, so I only have 4 more uses on this one. That is what's on the majority of my eyes today. I do just have Shell Ya all over, and then I have Palm Reader in the middle, Nutty on my upper lash line, and then Get Crackin' on my lower lash line. But yes, and this is the one shade, and I've said this before, I'm going to say it again, I'll probably say it a few more times. This palette, I just don't know how to feel about anymore. I used to like love it. I was like, oh my god, it's so beautiful, it's so neutral, it's so pretty, it's so everything. Like, didn't really use it all that often. But now I just feel like a lot of these colors, because it is a neutral undertoned palette, I'm also not wearing my lipstick and I just realized that. It's fine. Because it is like a neutral undertoned palette, I feel like it's either too warm or it's too cold for whatever it is I'm trying to wear. And I feel like normally, because I like to do warmer face, like a lot of my face products are like warmer tones, you know, my blushes and stuff like that. I just feel like then my eyes pull cool, and so like it's hard to mix and match. But then if I have like a cooler lip, it's okay, but a lot of times a cool tone lip is too cool because it all needs to be neutral in order for it to look neutral. So it's just a thing. I do really like the palette and it is really pretty, but I just feel like particularly Coolotta and Lovely Bunch pull so gray, and Nutty, but we'll get there in a little bit, pull so gray on my eyes by the end of the day. When I put them on, they're like the true color that you see in the pan. And then just by the time I get home from work, my eyeshadow is literally gray. And I'm like, I don't want to wear gray eyeshadow to work. So there's that. But anyway, here we are. So yes, Shell Yeah, I am at 26 uses, meaning I only have 4 more to hit my goal. And so again, that'll for sure be done by next month. Then I have Get Crackin'. So the bottom row here is Get Crackin', DeCoco, and Nutty. Get Crackin', I had 10 uses going into the month. My goal was 15 uses and like 15 additional. I was like, geez man, is that really, come on. I hit it though. So I hit my 15 additional uses, putting me at 25 in total. So I do only have 5 left before, again, I am finished with that eyeshadow. So I'm very, very excited. It is one that it's a little bit intimidating sometimes, but if I put it like in the right spot on my outer corner, or again, on my lower lash line, it looks really, really pretty. So that is the shade that I do have on my lower lash line today. It's just like a warmer toned, but it has like this weird, just like silver sparkle throughout it. So yeah, I don't know. It's a wild time, but here we are. Okay, and then we have DeCoco, which I'm struggling with DeCoco. It just is not a color that I gravitate towards typically. Yeah, I don't know. So I had 7 uses at the end of last month. I put 6 additional uses on, bringing me to 13 total uses, meaning I still have 17 in order to like complete this eyeshadow. So that's gonna make November really, really stressful, because I've only reached for it 13 times in the last 3 months, and now here we are. Last month I got to reach for it 17 times. I mean, I'm sure I will, honestly. I'm sure I'll make it work. But yeah, kind of not looking forward to that. And then lastly, I have Nutty, which this is just a really, really deep brown. But again, it has that neutral undertone. It's almost leaning cool, actually. So it pulls kind of interesting, especially mixed with like some other tones that I wear often. But this is what I started wearing on my upper lash line, just with like a little pencil brush. You can barely notice it. But 7 uses about the end of last month. Additional 7 uses this month. I did have a goal of using it 11 times this month. I only used it 7. Bringing me to a total of 14 uses, meaning I still have, 16 left before I can finish that one up, which sounds really scary, but if I do just put it on my upper lash line, I can get through those 16 uses with no problem. So yeah, this is what we are looking like now. And again, I don't know if you can tell, but right here in Palm Reader, there is a little bit of pan, which is super, super exciting. And again, you can see in Cocoa Crush what I was talking about, where it does definitely dip throughout the middle of the pan. There's also a pretty large dip over here in Shredded, but because it's a matte color, it's more difficult to see. And then we can also start to see some use on Get Crackin' and DeCoco, as well as Shell Yeah, if the light hits it correctly. But yeah, I mean, these are all just really powdery eyeshadows too, so it's kind of difficult to blend them. They're more of like a pressed pigment, I would say, than like an eyeshadow. In fact, actually, it's called a pressed powder palette, so yeah, that would check out. But yeah, it is really pretty. I do like it. I don't know, I keep telling myself I don't know how long this palette's gonna stay in my collection after I finish this project, but I have problems getting rid of things, so I'll probably just keep it. But anyway, my goals for the upcoming month. So I do want to say my finale is at the end of November. So the last video in November, I think it would go up like November 25th. Does that sound right? I'm really good at what I do. November 25th. will be my finale for this project. So I pretty much have 30, 29, 28 days. Today is October 27th. So I pretty much have like 28 days, well, 27 because I gotta film the day before for this to go up. So basically my project ends on the 24th, but anyway. My goals for individual products are as follows. Shredded, I've hit my goal. I'm at 55 uses, so I'm kind of just going to keep using that. And again, if I can hit pan, awesome. That's kind of like my unofficial goal for this month, is just to hit pan on that product. If I don't, I'm not going to be like, ugh, and I failed my, you know, my no pan left behind, because that's obviously not what the project was about. It's just like kind of an adopted goal. So I did hit my goal on that one, but if I can hit pan, that would be awesome. Palm reader, I kind of want to just keep going and see how much I can expand that pan over the next probably 25 uses. Culotta, is my goal is 6 more uses in order to hit my 30. Lovely Bunch, I've already hit my 30, and honestly I don't really see myself reaching for that color anymore. Again, it's like a warmer tone than Culotta. If I show you here, it's like this one's Culotta, this one's Lovely Bunch. It's a warmer tone than Culotta, but it's still very neutral, and so it's one of those colors though that it has a gray undertone to it. And so throughout the day when I get home from work, my eyeshadow is just gray. Like, I don't know, the brown pigment all wears away and like I'm just left with a gray base. So I don't really see myself using that too much more, but I guess we'll see. Cocoa Crush, my goal is 10 more uses to hit my 30. Shell Yeah, I have 4 more uses to hit my 30. And then DeCoco is going to be the only one that I'm actually kind of worried about right now, of like I might not actually hit my goal on it. But I do have 17 uses left on DeCoco. And then lastly, I have Nutty, which needs 16 additional uses. So yeah, that is everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoy No Pan Left Behind's project pans, stuff of that sort, you should go ahead and check out other things that I have posted. And I will also link my project pan up in the cards. I'm killing it over there. I also have a non-makeup project pan. Not really killing it over there, but still a good time. I have some inventories. I have just some random thises and that's. I will plug anything that I think is entertaining up there. But yeah, so anyway, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I appreciate a thumbs up down below. Leave a comment if you feel inclined to do so. If you want to see more of me in the future, go ahead and subscribe down below as well. And with that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.